I have a lot of questions, like a lot of them. This is the 2018 film The Nun as part of the Conjuring universe. Do you remember the scary demon nun from The Conjuring 2? This is the origin story. Question number 1. Did the nuns who were assigned to this cloister know what they were getting themselves into? Did they actively choose the special assignment to perpetually pray to keep the demon inside? Or was it just kind of surprised on them? This seems like an assignment you want to be specialized in. Number 2, being as this was a castle that they were perpetually praying to keep a demon inside, why was the decapitated crucifix not like an immediate fix? Why did we just leave it there? I feel like that should have been fixed like the next day. You kind of want a whole crucifix. Number 3, do you mean to tell me that the scary demon managed to dig up an entire 6-foot grave, put the priest in there, rebury it, and managed to grow some vegetation over it, but couldn't remember to take the shovel away when it was done? Not to mention, it managed to dig up the exact grave that had the books that they needed in order to fight it. Number 4, wasn't it established in The Conjuring 2 that you have to know the demon's name in order to vanquish it? Which means when they exorcised Frenchie like 20 years before, they should have known which demon this was to begin with. So that when she popped up again in The Conjuring 2, I feel like Lorraine probably should have already known the name. And that's not on the Ed and Lorraine Warren cases at all. That's more of movie continuity. As to whether or not you believe in the cases, that is entirely up to you. I will not speak on the situation. And then finally, we have this entire situation with the blood of Christ. So originally, back in the olden days, they put the demon back in the ground, they poured some of the blood of Christ in there and it closed it up, and that's what kept him inside, but you had to perpetually pray over it. But when they were dropping bombs in World War II, one dropped on the castle, and that's how the gates opened and the demon got back out. So are you trying to insinuate that World War II bombs are stronger than the blood of Christ? And then we go on to putting the blood of Christ in our mouth, because we're underwater, and then we spit it on the demon. I mean, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do at the time being, but to say that you spit the blood of Jesus onto a demon to vanquish it, that's a lot. Oh yeah, one more question. So after they vanquished the demon, and then they had to bury all the nuns, because all the nuns in the cloister died, they said it feels holy again and all this other stuff, but like, did they lock the doors? Did they seal off the door that says God ends here? Maybe put up a do not enter sign? Did we put something heavy on top of the portal to hell? Nope, I'm sorry, I have another question. Okay, so when they first get there and they're down in the basement, there's some like royal gravestone things, and they're like raised kind of like with kings. And the lady called the abbess is down there when they first get in there. She's got like this thick long veil. She's sitting in a chair in the middle of like a tomb, which I guess the abbess is like over the whole castle, but whatever. Okay, the first time that happened, you're like, okay, maybe she came down there to meet with you and talk with you, whatever. But the second time that happened, did it not run through the priest's head? That's really fucking weird that the only time we see her is down in this tomb, and she never shows us her face. And we're fighting a scary demon. I think that's all my questions. This is like the second weakest in the whole Conjuring universe. I think the first weakest was probably the Curse of La Llorona. But I don't even know if that's part of that, because that one never comes up again. But like, this one's about fucking Goofy. I'm pretty certain they borrowed the damn smoke machine from Insidious. And it's one of those things, it was scary originally, like the first time you watch it, especially if you're alone, and definitely in the dark, and probably if you were in the theaters, but after that, it's a little goofy. Like, the demon is sassy as hell, calling Frenchie the village idiot. Like, damn, turn that attitude down just a notch, please. So 5 out of 10. Okay, bye. Na 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 na. Wait, one more question. So one of the nuns said that when it came back, it started appearing as a nun so that it could hide in the cloister and, you know, attack them. But when The Conjuring 2 comes out, it still looks like a nun. Why? We're not in the cloister anymore. As a matter of fact, it's walking around and looking at shit. You figure it would be like a milkman or the UPS driver. Okay, now I'm out of questions. Okay, bye.